Yeah.
Arun, that's the point. For evil to succeed, it is enough. The good do nothing. That was by Edmund Burke. So the
Okay, hang on a second.
Edmund Burke. And what you say is very true. That's why in my own quiet way, I'm challenging a lot of people, good people, because I work in church circles, I work in religious circles. They are very good. But you know what the problem with the word good? I tell these spiritual people, they got one too many O. The O, they must do, you see, if they are people of faith, they must do what God has told them to. And that is for us not to remain silent, because for evil to succeed, it is enough that the good do nothing. And we have too many good people in Malaysia.
Yeah, I just Googled up. The world is a dangerous place, not because of those who do evil, but because of those who look on and do nothing.
Yeah.
Correct. I just don't realize that Albert Einstein said that's Albert Einstein, a quote. I don't know that. But also there is this. I'm going to talk about fasting next week, so I came across it. Dr. Ellis Wesley is basically the opposite of love is not hate, but it's indifference. No? So the thing is that,
correct.
Correct.
Yep.
So
right.
Sorry.
Yeah, so right. I think everybody use opposite to love is hate, right?
Yeah.
Indifference.
See, one of the things that Arun brought up, and which is very good, I have been thinking about that also. The Bible has this verse. It says that without vision, the people perish. Without vision, the people perish. Where is, I'm going to just ask all of you here, what kind of Malaysia you want it to be? Okay, to live in. What kind of Malaysia you want to live in? And I'm sure, Shahrul, you have a different vision. I have a different vision. Arun have a different vision, and Willie have a different vision, and Aloysius has a different vision. Because at the end of the day, we really do not have a vision how Malaysia is supposed to be like. Okay, this is one. Second thing, that we do not have a leader that is charismatic and strong enough to garner people's faith in him or her, to provide that vision to the nation. So we have different visions, and everybody is doing different things. And there is also, we're talking about nation in crisis, there is also one of the crises that we are facing. I can tell you, if we sit down and say, now what is the vision of of Malaysia, how Malaysia is supposed to be like, we will disagree with a lot of things, believe me. For me, I will go for a total 100% secular Malaysia with humanistic values. Even though I have a faith, I do not want my faith to dictate human policies and things like that in this country. I want it to be totally secular and democratic. And I'm sure many of the Muslims would disagree with that. Okay, and so how are we going to find visions that every one of us agree on and work towards? There is also another crisis that we are facing at this moment.
Thanks, Willie. You guys want to add? I also forgot my line. That is okay. Willie, you've been quiet. You want to say anything?
I mean, that's one of the things about secularism, right? The reason why, like these days, they usually call it humanism, right? But I like to call it secular humanism because it makes it a little bit clearer. Though I guess some people would debate on terms and whatever it is. But in essence, the secular part of it is where it doesn't matter what your belief system is, right? Because end of the day, we all want certain things. And there must be a way to figure out what we all want together. So in one way, in this country, the big issue is like race. And then there's a lot of perspectives on how it can be done. You can do it in one particular, people, you don't usually say like, let's do it in a particular racist way, but we say, let's do it in a particular religious way. But people don't remember that we have different religions, and it's not something that you can change. It is something that you believe deeply as who you are. So if you're going to figure out a way to make it work for everybody, it's going to have to be some kind of middle ground. And that middle ground is secularism. It is that simply what it is. And that the ironic thing about it is, like people hear terms and they don't understand what it means and they just demonize it, you know. So you hear politicians in Malaysia saying things like, secularism is the enemy of the country and all these kind of things. And then when I look at it, I just like, I mean, how on earth can it be that the idea of different people sitting down and discussing what we want together and how to achieve it despite our differences, because that's essentially what it is, right? We don't say that my way or my opinion is the dominating way on which everybody else should operate. But we are all different, be it due to our races or religions or whatever it is. We need to put all our cards on the table and let's see how we can maximize the benefit for everybody, right? That is, I mean, there's no way of escaping it. Any society that wants to progress and grow basically needs to do that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Agree.
And the concept of secularism, right? I think even in the Islamic index, okay, on countries that follows Islamic values, right? The top 10, there's about more than eight of them are secular countries, including the Scandinavians and all the stuff. So how can secular be so against Islam? Again, there is no space. There's no space for discussion. I will say so, and you follow. So that kind of idea, that kind of culture is already been cultivated among a lot of the Malays, and I feel very, very so sorry that the progressive Malays are suppressed, and they're more suppressed than the non-Malays altogether. So I think there must be more discussion, there must be more openings. Like you cannot demonize LGBTQ altogether. Okay, there must be certain rights given to all, because it is also a creation of God. All right. So this kind of things, but before you even start talking, you already demonizing me, and then how would I could ever get to you? Okay, can I ever rationalize my stand to you? You can't. So that's what's happening. That's what when the government get into the business of religion, this is what happens. Like if you don't follow, like I'll give a good example now. Government was dispensing some help to Rumah Ibadat Bukan Islam in the recent days. Okay, and one of the requirement is all of them must be registered with the ROS. Okay, Register of Society. That is directly contravene towards our constitution. The religion. Federal government cannot regulate any of the religion, okay, especially the non-Islam, and they must be self-regulated. So when the government comes in and trying to regulate by asking them to register in certain ways, and the fund will be dispensed in certain ways and all the stuff, that is already infringing. So that's where the Consultative Council came swinging and said, no, that's not the right way of doing it. So the government should not be in the way of religion. The main core business of a government is to look after the welfare of the people. That's it. And how are you going to do it? By the means of constitution. Our constitution is secular constitution, even though Mahathir and a lot of other leaders disagree. Yes, the constitution do not say it is a secular constitution. No, it says it is an Islamic constitution, right? So, and I think these are the discussion that we must have. We must have, and if we don't have this, don't engage in this kind of difficult conversation, difficult discussion, forever we'll be stuck in a vicious cycle. Look, we are the example how a good country can go back. 20, 30 years ago, we are a roaring tiger of the Southeast Asia, and we one of the mover in Asia. Look at where we at now. We are regressing, and all these things cannot be it's all happened because you have insinuated so much of race and religion in the country, where the country is falling apart. And you when the country is falling apart, you will see the worst of people Of course, there are good of people will come out, but mostly worst of people. So at this time, there's no space for the progressive and the level-headed Malaysian to stay quiet. If they're doing so, that is equivalent to treason. They have to stand up on their own way to make Malaysia. Malaysia is for all Malaysian. Cannot be for one race, one religion, or one concept.
Thanks.
That's what makes us beautiful.
Thanks, Arun. I think I like to basically kumpulkan semua the thoughts. I think what Arun said, of course, is very true, and Eddy said we need leaders with vision. Just pull people together, and of course, at the end of the day, like Arun said, basically the people, the commoners, are basically just followers. You need to tackle certain, I call it prophet or leaders. If you can tackle this, basically the rest will follow. Of course, at the end of the day, you need one strong leader that can pull people together and put down the vision and how we can execute that. Of course, to me, at the end of the day, you just do what you can do at your end. That thing will come later in that sense. And one day, I think probably there's leader here and there, but we just not have a strong voice, support and stuff like that. One thing, Arun, that you need to understand, not that I don't really support like some progressive Malay like Siti Kasim or Tajuddin and stuff like that. But when you teach something, you need also wisdom. There are ways of talking to people. Like, the moment that you attack some people, they will not listen to you. They will erect the defense mechanism. Like Aloysius said, no one like to be told they are wrong. You'd be crazy, man. So this is, you need to have a bit more patience. You need to have more. I just happened to watch, I told Aloysius, this John Clapper in the US, it's Comedy Central, how you want to change the gun culture in US, the Second Amendment. So it's kind of nice until he just give up. I mean, he said, despite the 33,000 deaths every year, but they still cannot see that thing. So he was like, he went over to psychologists and basically he said, you need to go it slow. You need to understand them, empathize with them, see how they think and talk to them. Only then that the message can slowly go to that kind of people. So this is my approach. I just don't like to you. I mingle with you guys, knowing what you have in your stuff like that, and also very much mingle with all the mainstream Malay. To me, I'll try to build that bridge. Rather than I can take one side, I just hentam semua Melayu, then basically I just part of you lah. Or rather than I have to play that, the peacemaker lah, or the bridge to this kind of thing. Otherwise, your message will never go through. You take it all the retired G25. G25 basically just top down like that. What listening? Basically, you guys only. The Malay will listen to that. Poda lah. Yeah, so the message will not go sampai dekat situ. This is we're talking about wisdom. It takes patience and even intelligence for you to talk to these kind of people.